Before I start on the deliveries or addressing you on certain important points on the academics, I would like to request because the points which we are going to be discussed is purely on academics, purely on the academic administration, purely on the development and advancement of education. I would like to request every one of you to take out your notebooks and just note down the important points, because these points needed to be re-stressed, re-written, re-emphasized, time and again by the principals. My respected teachers, section in charges, the principal, the vice principal, by the order of our founder and under the blessings of our Honorable Chairman, His Holiness Acharya Sri Sudarshan, I have been asked to charter certain points for the development of the organization for the new session. There are so many points which are being discussed, had been discussed previously, initially, regarding the new agenda of the development. And as you see, I'm happy, I feel privileged that I have a team in office. I really feel honored to lead the team of yours, wherein everyone is supporting us in making a great go ahead towards the developed destination of the organization. Destination means there is no destination as such which have been given, which have been defined by anyone. But destination means at least for the temporarily one, wherein you start something from the beginning and you strive ahead to the point which has been given to you. That's the temporary destination. Academics do not have a pure or a specific destination, because this is the matter of invention and invention, experiments, working ahead like a doctor, engineer, and teacher, and the lawyer. The four parts of the society are always the learners. Like the principal sir was stressed on relearning. Yes, it's the research. As the research is there in the invention, in the science, there is nothing like a searching in the science. Everything, our respected teachers are here in the science. As you know, that nothing is to be searched, because everything had been searched already previously. What all we started doing is researching. There is a word in the English that says catching. There is a treasure beneath the earth, inside. What we do is to badger it out, we dig into and get the particular treasure, particular gems which have been earthed, to get out. So this is the same system, applies and implies with academics. The world is moving very fast, my dears. My dear sisters and brothers, there are a lot of things yet to be done. And as Principal Sir, I was listening very carefully, that if we don't awake ourselves right now, the time will not spare us. The things which our Honorable Chairman has been putting the stress upon the long back, the morality, the education, the style of education, the teacher's code of conduct, everything is now being re-stressed, re-emphasized by the CBS. They are awakening themselves after a long time. Our chairman has got that these particular points stressed upon long back, while putting the plinth of this organization. He had certain things in his mind which had liberated him to precise certain points of academics, that will be changing the overall personality of our students. The traditionalism, the morality, the sociality, amiability, everything is there in our Indian culture. But the Indian culture is quite incomplete, once you start, being the global citizen of the netizens. You need to imbibe certain philosophical theories, from abroad, from everywhere. You need to open your doors and windows, for the cool and the fresh breeze, coming inside. You can't shut it down by just under thinking that everything is complete. Nothing is complete, Now what we have, as the Principal Sahab has been putting about, and you also are doing it, the entire school is almost a smart classroom. While started illuminating about the introduction of the smart classes in this particular school, we had faced a lot of opposition of students. Then why is a smart class? The teachers are teaching in the classes, the blackboards are here. Why the smart classes are going to be done? There was no answer, at my end, to be given, to my learned friends. I thought, better start. No need to discuss. There are certain things which are beyond the discussion. Certain things needs to be discussed. After introduction of the new thing, we start discussing. Because the entire academics is not only the mathematics, which are run on the calculation. It's the science, it's not only the science, which goes on the experimentation. It's the literature also, which implies the theory of calculation. Any literature. The world is of the calculation. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It is prevalent in here, it is prevalent in US, it is prevalent in UK, everywhere. Entire globe. Understand this particular theory. The academics which you talk about. A teacher's code of conduct, which have been emphasized, by our honorable chairman. How to go to the classrooms, how to behave with the students, how to demean yourself in your social life, in your academic life, in your personal life. This entire is overall development of the personality. We not only, by the blessings of our honorable chairman, we not only started putting the stress on the English. Along with that, we started putting the stress on Hindi, Sanskrit, French, other languages as well. Because all the languages are important. Is the medium of instruction? No. It's the medium of interaction, not instruction. Instruction is a one-way traffic. Interaction is the two-way traffic. My dear friends, that's why I feel myself honored, I feel myself privileged, to have a team like you and E-Stress. We have decided, to put certain things on e-education now. E-education. The complete thing is not the virtual thing, which you're talking about, because while talking of electronic, you think that is something related with the virtualism. It's not virtual. It's not virtual. It's the physical virtualism or the virtual physics. It's the virtual physics. Why? Because the time is going to come, if you do not introduce, if you do not open yourself into the world is going to run as usual, you will be left behind. I have been working day and night. Last night, I'm happy that right at the start, at the initiation of the wee morning, wee hours, today, By 3:30, I finalize the concept of e-education. By 3:30 in the morning, I finalize the concept of e-education, and I'm happy that we are going to be in a position to introduce this particular thing, the first ever time in northern India in its school education. Northern India. No school has got this particular facility which we are going to do. This is a feather in our cap. For that, our teachers, respected teachers, qualified teachers, are needed to be well conversant, well attuned with the computers, with the technological advancements. This is requirement. This is the requirement for your interaction. This is not the requirement of your instruction. Maybe a Hindi teacher is going to deliver his Hindi lectures in Hindi, no issues, he is most welcome. Sanskrit teacher in Sanskrit, most welcome. The medium of instruction is okay. The subject which you are proficient in, efficient, you go ahead. But while you doing for the medium of interaction, you need to be conversant with the most acceptable medium of conversation. Most. While talking of the e-education, I will just, after this, for 5 minutes I will ask, because the principal sahib has already elaborated. After this we are going to discuss with the school authorities, how this will be introduced. We have taken enough pain in making this plan, like we had done already before introduction of the smart classes in the school. If you could kindly remember, once I was taking the rounds in your school, I saw certain boards full of dust and everything. I immediately pointed out to the principal and vice principals after why. It means the dust is there on the board, or the dust is there on our acceptability. We have to dust it off. Do the dusting as you do in your home. Every day in the morning you do the dusting. You ask your servants, you ask when you start to do the dusting, and before you start sitting very comfortably in your drawing room, in your study room, you ask your particular person to do the dusting properly, to do the sweeping properly, so that you could have a good breath. Good breath. Your lungs are not affected due to the dust. This is the same system in which we have got in the school. Every hour we need the dusting. Dust it off. Dust it off so that a cool, a clear air to be coming to your lungs, and you will be healthy enough to move ahead. After that, I have found very happily that the school has started, all the classes, the smart classes, are running very nicely. The acceptability of the students towards the introduction of the smart classes, number one, and more on the top of everything, more acceptability towards this particular technology is remarkably excellent. You have accepted the technology very goodly, very nicely. I'm very happy. Very few schools have started the acceptability at this particular level, as you have done it. Hats off. It's very good that you have accepted everything. Now, the another part, you have done the language labs. I had to put the stress, I asked my the principals kindly institute the language classes, language labs, your smart classes, specifically, particularly, to be running very smoothly, as spontaneously, in a good spirit and nature at our school. This is going to pave the way for introduction of the more advanced technologies. My dear sisters and brothers, why I am putting this? Because computer education was the world initially. Nowadays, it's not a computer education. You will be amazed to know that why. It's not a computer education. Computer education means to know the computers, to know the softwares, to know the hardwares. Everything, head of water has flown in Ganges since then. Now the computer education means cows and the cat. Computer-aided design, computer-aided learning system, computer-aided teaching system, cats, the cat, and the cats. This is the computer education. Now, time had changed. I remember the day when I joined this organization as the vice chairman, I think in around 97. There was no mobile yet. We used to use our handphone, the landlines while coming. I introduced the CCTV in my office. If my old friends are here, they know it. How dramatically, how enigmatically I introduced the CCTV in my office. 98, long back, 18 years ago, maybe more than that. CCTV was installed. People were quite adapting. Why? They see vice chairman is putting an eye, peeping Tom in our office and all this. Later on, people got adapted and they adopted. They adapted, then adopted. They were very happy that vice chairman is having the eye on everything, and we are very well conversant on the CCTV mic, speakerphone. Hey, what are you doing? Can you put the file to me? I never used to ask my teachers, I never used to ask my staff in the office to come to me with the file. I used to go to their tables. And I still believe in that. I go to you. That's the corporate culture I introduced. By the blessings of our honorable chairman, I wanted to induce in a certain new philosophical corporation that I was successful. I ask you what you want. Management is not like a rigid stick. Management means a water, a plain water. You put the color of your choice, we will be there. You give me the vessel, this is a glass, this is a pot, this is a dish, this is a bucket. We will be like this. We have to take seed as per your capabilities, as per your choice. Then only we could be well conversant. We could be coming to the same length. Academic philosophy, why this is being felt in India? Because this is a matter of level of acceptability. Level of acceptability. Right now, the podium is here. I have been given a mic. It's a one-way communication. You are not allowed to ask anything. Suppose you are not allowed to ask, you are just listening. As Maharaj ji said, education does not mean, Anushasana does not mean hilomat. Maharaj ji says, very correctly said, hilomat does not mean that you are disciplined. Hilomat means you are rigid now. Maharaj ji has made everything flexible, acceptable. That's why his philosophy of education is conversant at all levels. He is being accepted throughout the world. His philosophy of education is being accepted now. What I mean to say, the level of acceptability will have to be increased, will have to be developed. For that, the e-education is education where everyone will be comfortable. I point out that what is the extra beneficial of the e-education in here, which we are going to introduce. E-education means we are going to be connected globally. even with Oxford, even in the London School of Economics, when everyone, everywhere, we will be connected now. I want you people, because Patna Century, Acharya Sudarshan Patna Century School, I've always been trying it as a Gangotri, our organization. You are well proficient, efficient enough in your subjects, particular philosophical, or particular educational philosophy. Suppose I need, to put some words on from Mr. G.K.Singh, the physics teacher, who is a very good physics teacher, to be given, the benefit to be given to our Bermo school. I point it out in a very limited way. Dr. Trivedi, a very good professor, very good, well-qualified professor in biology, but only Patna Central School is being benefited right now. We have a platform now, we are going to do it, where Mr. G.K.Singh, Dr. Trivedi will be given a chance tonight. Suppose our 15 classrooms are 15 destinations. They will be on by 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Dr. Trivedi, Mr. G.K. Singh, Mr. Manoj Singh will be delivering. We will be taking the physics class or the biology class. The entire school is on. The entire organization is on by that time. And you are delivering the lecture, not one way as I am doing. No. It's the two-way communication. 50 into 10 classrooms, minimum. Suppose I am talking about this organization. Just to begin with, 50 into 10 means 500 students are on the line. It's not offline. A smart classes is offline. Offline. Our education is online. It's online education. Now you will start. The entire 500 students are listening now. Your physics, your mathematics, your biology. I'm giving you the principle and how does it work. And 500 students are listening your lecture. Listening to the lecture is offline, is okay. But listening to the lecture online, suppose someone has the question to you, a student from Bermo, asking some question. Excuse me, sir. You can see. Okay. Yes, please. Sir, I don't understand why you say that the light has 7 colors. You answer the question instantly, online. Your coaching, your philosophy of education is going to be reached, accepted at so many places, so many areas. That way your personality is going to be accepted in their own. This is online education. We are going to introduce this particular online education like this. Number 1. We are going to start this with Patna Central School, ASPCS. Our teacher, because I think yesterday we were discussing with your principal, Sahab, vice principal, that how to interconnect our entire organization. Once again. But ASPCS is not going to be treated as a unit. The entire organization headed by, philosophized by our Honorable Chairman, Acharya Sudarshan, the entire organization is going to take the benefit of this. One example which I am compelled to cite, long back, I think around 12 or 13 years ago, I was sitting in my office and your present principal Sahab was the principal of Patna City Central School, Sudarshan Central School. We were discussing something about the development of the primary education, how to make it more amiable, how to make it more acceptable, how to make it more lucrative. He gave me some idea. He said, this is some problems are here that we are not focusing on the pictorial education in primary. Good idea. This was a new idea to me. I requested him to, can you write something on this? Compose a book. we will introduce. He wrote the book on primary education, and I asked the Macmillan publication to publish it. If you could remember, that was introduced. And it was very well accepted, and from then, the pictorial education in primary classes, have started. From then, 12, 13 years ago. My dear friends, I want you to be coming out. The article which Dr. Trivedi had written long back in St. Bossack, the first time it was widely accepted around the country. I want this particular idea to be benefiting our entire students on the one go, and by this particular technology we are going to attach the entire world in a vertical field of use. Like physics, G.K. Singh to be known as a man of physics, not only in ASPCS, but in the country as well. Let G.K. Singh face, a person from IIT Kanpur. Let IIT people, confess, G.K. Singh. Let us go ahead in a friendly match, how do we do it? Let us be benefited with the latest advanced technological advance. This is the e-education. For that, we are not going to disturb, the normal school hours. We are going to introduce. It's not the second shift of schooling, no. As he has put the stage very nicely, that it's not the second shift of schooling, but is the second shift of operation. Second shift of our operations, wherein we will introduce our e-education, e-system. The assignments from even the IIT Roorkee will be given to you. The assignments. The educational notes will be provided to you by so many sevens of the field around, out beyond this school. And your ideas will be propagated to those schools as well. I want to make it as a global village. Global village. A global village where everyone is working. I remember a city in China near Hangzhou. That particular city, Guan, is a city which is known as the richest village in the world. Richest village in the world. Why? I happened to visit that place in a long time. Around 3-4 years ago when I went to China. I purposely went to that particular village. It was all the 5-star hotels in the village, all the multiplexes, everything. I was just wondering how a village could be advanced like this. I got information that in this particular village there is a cooperative, there is a global networking of the products which they make. They don't only sell to the China, they sell it to the world. As you know that e-education, E has got, if you talk about the e-services has got different segments. One, e-education. Just to name the few. E-education, e-services, e-governance, e-commerce, everything. E-administration. The world in the future is of the E. You should not be surprised to know that the level of acceptability among the students to come to the schools now is decreasing. You need to be putting more and more every day, every time to start attracting the students to be coming to the schools. Why in the parents-teacher meeting the ratio of the parents are not up to your satisfaction? Every time I get the report, sir, only 70% of the parents are coming. Maybe